Hey everyone, congrats on the new job.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Big step.
but
That's
you know
hot.
what? It might actually mess with your health in ways you wouldn't even expect.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking like sleep and
Mm,
activity levels.
okay.
Even like your diet
Ah,
could change.
interesting.
Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so for today's deep dive, you send over this recent study,
Yeah.
over 3,000 young adults in the UK
Mm-hmm.
transitioning into work.
Right.
And we've also got that YouTube video
Yeah.
breaking it down
Uh-huh.
and a Medium article that goes a bit deeper.
Nice.
Full disclosure, though, the original study
Yeah.
is pretty dense.
Oh,
It's in the International Journal of Behavioral Nutrition and Physical Activity.
okay.
But that's why we're here,
Right.
to make sense of it all.
Absolutely. I think you'll be surprised by some of the findings, actually. Like,
Yeah.
for example,
Mm-hmm.
you might assume working from home
Right.
would mean more time to be active.
Totally, yeah.
More flexibility, maybe squeezing a workout during the day.
Yeah.
But this study actually found the opposite.
Oh.
Working from home was linked to a decrease
Oh,
in physical activity
seriously?
compared to working in an office.
I would thought all that, like walking around the house,
Yeah.
maybe even doing chores would add up.
It seems like those little bursts of activity that we get throughout the workday,
Okay.
like walking to the bus stop, taking the stairs to the office,
Uh-huh.
even just strolling to the water cooler actually make a difference.
Okay, so working from home might be comfy, but it's not necessarily doing us any favors
Right?
in the activity department.
Exactly.
But what about when you like first start a job?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that usually involve a lot of running around,
Yeah.
new routines, all that?
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
But this study found something pretty interesting.
Okay.
It turns out starting work initially increases physical activity.
No way.
Yeah,
So you're telling me my first job, which had me on my feet all day.
that was actually good for me in that sense.
Exactly.
Really?
The study found that starting work led to an increase of about 30 minutes
Okay.
of moderate activity per day.
Wow.
And this is especially pronounced
Okay.
for men, people without a university degree,
Okay.
and those in lower paying jobs.
Which makes sense if you think about the types of jobs people often have when they're first entering the workforce.
Right.
Like more physical labor, less sitting at a desk.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But here's the catch.
What?
That initial activity boost tends to fade over time.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So it's like a temporary health bonus
Mm-hmm.
that wears off once you settle into the routine.
Pretty much.
Ah.
As people get promoted, move into less physically demanding roles,
Mhm.
or just fall into a routine,
Okay.
their activity levels tend to decline.
Right.
And this is where it gets a little worrying.
Okay.
Imagine losing a whole night's sleep over a month just from your new job.
What?
That's the scale of the sleep deficit this study found.
Hold on, back up a sec.
People are losing sleep
Yeah.
because of their jobs.
Yeah.
How much are we talking here?
On average, the study found that starting work led to losing about 10 minutes of sleep per night.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 minutes might not seem like a huge deal,
Mm.
but I guess over time.
It adds up.
Yeah.
We all know how important sleep is
Right.
for our energy levels, focus, mood,
Yeah.
even our immune system. Those 10 minutes a night become almost an hour a week.
Right.
Over a month, it's like pulling an all-nighter.
Wow.
And it's not just the quantity.
Right.
It's likely affecting sleep quality, too.
I never realized that starting a new job could actually lead to less sleep.
Yeah.
That's pretty counterintuitive.
Right.
You'd think all that like new responsibility would make people crash harder at night.
Right.
Yeah.
But the study suggests otherwise.
Okay.
And here's where things get even more interesting.
All right.
They found a difference between those with and without a university degree when it came to sleep patterns after starting work.
I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Okay, so those who didn't have a degree
Yeah.
actually saw their sleep continue to decline slightly each year
Oh, no.
after they started working.
So not only are they losing sleep initially,
Right.
but it keeps getting worse.
That's what the study suggests, yeah.
Ugh.
But on the flip side,
Okay.
those with a degree actually saw their sleep improve over time.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
That's a pretty big difference.
it is.
Any theories on why that might be?
It's hard to say for sure without more research.
Mhm.
Maybe it's related to the types of jobs people with degrees tend to have.
Right.
Perhaps more predictable schedules, less intense work environments,
Yeah?
or shorter commutes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not just about working or not working,
Right.
but the kind of work you do.
Exactly.
That seems to matter.
Yeah. And that leads us to our next big finding.
Okay.
Diet.
Okay.
You might think starting a new job would lead to all sorts of dietary changes, like grabbing fast food more often
Hmm.
or snacking on vending machine treats.
I know. I've definitely fallen into those traps.
It's tempting for sure,
Yeah.
but surprisingly,
Okay.
this study found that starting work doesn't significantly affect overall fruit and vegetable intake.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised by that. I
Yeah.
guess I assumed the stress and time constraints
Yeah.
of a new job
Hmm.
would lead people to make less healthy choices.
It's a common assumption,
Right.
but the data in this study challenges that notion.
So does that mean new jobs are basically a free pass to maintain healthy eating habits?
Not so fast.
Okay.
While the overall impact on fruit and veggie intake was minimal,
Okay.
they did find a little nuance.
What's that?
Those without a degree actually ate slightly less fruit after starting work.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So while a new job might not derail your entire diet,
Right.
there are definitely some subtle shifts
Yeah.
that can happen based on the type of work you do.
Right. And those seemingly small changes could potentially have long-term consequences for our health.
Okay, so we've got this activity roller coaster,
Mhm.
the sleep snatcher,
Yeah.
and now this subtle diet dilemma.
Right.
Before we move on to the long-term implications of all this,
Okay.
what's the one big takeaway so far?
I think the most important thing to remember is that starting a new job doesn't just change what you do from 9 to 5.
Right.
It has the potential to reshape your entire lifestyle,
Yeah.
including your health habits.
Okay.
And those changes, even subtle ones,
Mm-hmm.
can have a ripple effect that extends far beyond the workplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it?
It's kind of mind-blowing. We've all heard about like the importance of sleep and exercise and diet,
Mm-hmm.
but to actually like see how these initial changes in a new job
Yeah.
can impact those things, it really puts it into perspective.
Right.
But what about the long-term effects?
Right.
Like, does this mean our early career choices could actually influence our health trajectory years down the road?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And while this particular study
Yeah.
doesn't offer any definitive answers
Right.
about long-term outcomes,
Okay.
we can look at the findings
Mm-hmm.
alongside existing research
Okay.
to get a clearer picture.
Okay, so let's start with the activity piece.
Okay.
We know regular exercise is good for us.
Yes.
But we also saw that the initial activity boost from a new job often fades over time.
Right.
So what happens if those 30 extra minutes of movement each day disappear?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
Regular physical activity.
Yeah.
It's like a shield
Okay.
against chronic diseases
Like-
like heart disease, stroke,
Mm-hmm.
type 2 diabetes,
Okay.
even some types of cancer.
Got it.
When we're active, we're strengthening that shield.
But when we become less active, that shield starts to weaken and
Exactly.
making us more vulnerable.
And it's not just about preventing disease. Regular physical activity also helps us sleep better,
Uh-huh.
manage stress, improves our mood, boosts our energy levels.
It's like a domino effect
Yeah.
in reverse.
Right.
Instead of one bad habit leading to another,
Mm.
being active can actually trigger
Yeah.
a cascade of positive effects throughout our lives.
Right. So even if this study doesn't directly connect
Yeah.
those initial activity changes
Right.
to long-term health, it
Yeah.
really underscores how crucial it is
Yeah.
to make physical activity a priority,
Okay.
regardless of your job.
That makes sense. But what about the sleep piece?
Okay.
We talked about how starting a new job can lead to losing 10 minutes of sleep per night.
Right.
On average, that doesn't seem like much.
Right. But when you multiply that by weeks, months, years, it
Yeah.
starts to look a lot like chronic sleep deprivation.
Right.
And that's been linked to some serious health problems.
Like what?
We're talking increased risk of obesity,
Okay.
type 2 diabetes, heart disease, a weakened immune system, even some types of cancer.
Whoa, that escalated quickly.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It sounds scary,
Yeah.
but it really highlights how important sleep is
Right.
to our overall health.
Yeah.
And remember, the study found that for those without a university degree,
Uh-huh.
their sleep kept declining every year after they started working.
Yikes. So those lost minutes of sleep are like this silent, insidious threat
Yeah,
to our health that can creep up on us over time.
exactly. It's a slow burn,
Right.
but it can have serious consequences.
Yeah.
So no matter how busy or demanding your job gets,
Okay.
prioritizing sleep is not negotiable.
Right.
It's an investment in your long-term health.
Okay. Noted sleep is non-negotiable.
Yes.
What about diet? What we talked about how overall starting a new job
Right.
didn't drastically change people's fruit and vegetable intake.
Right.
But there was that slight dip in fruit consumption for those without a degree.
Yes.
I'm curious, could even that small change have long-term consequences?
It's definitely possible. We know a diet packed with fruits and vegetables is a cornerstone of good health.
Right.
It gives us essential vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, fiber, all the good stuff
Hmm.
that helps prevent disease.
So even a slight reduction in those nutrients,
Yeah,
especially over many years, could have an impact.
exactly. And while this study just focused on fruits and veggies,
All right.
it's worth considering that a new job
Yeah.
can sometimes trigger other unhealthy eating habits as well.
I'm guilty of this.
Oh, yeah.
When you're swamped at work and end up ordering takeout more often because you're too
Yeah.
exhausted to cook,
Right.
or relying on the vending machine for a quick sugar rush.
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's so easy to fall into those traps,
Right.
especially when you're stressed or short on time.
Yeah.
But these habits, if they become the norm,
Right.
can lead to weight gain, nutrient deficiencies,
Yeah.
and an increased risk of those chronic diseases we talked about earlier.
So it's about being aware of those potential pitfalls
Yeah.
and having a plan to combat them.
Exactly.
What are your top tips for navigating a new job without sacrificing your health?
Well, first and foremost, don't underestimate the power of planning ahead.
Okay.
Packing healthy snacks and meals for work
Oh.
can be a game changer,
Yeah.
even if you just start with a couple of days a week.
Okay.
It can help you avoid those unhealthy impulse buys
Yeah.
when you're starving and pressed for time.
I'm all about easy wins.
There you go.
What else?
If you do find yourself eating out,
Yeah.
remember that it's about making conscious, informed choices.
Okay.
Opt for grilled or baked dishes
Mm-hmm.
over fried options.
Right.
Choose salads with lean protein,
Yeah.
and be mindful of portion sizes.
Okay.
You can still enjoy eating out without totally derailing your health goals.
Great advice. And it's a good reminder that it's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's about making small, sustainable changes
Right.
that can have a big impact over time.
Exactly.
But before we move on, I can't stop thinking about this difference between those with and without a degree.
Right.
Why do you think those discrepancies exist?
It's complex.
Yeah.
And it's probably a mix of factors.
Mhm.
We talked about how those without a degree
Right.
are often in more physically demanding jobs.
Yeah.
But maybe those jobs also come with longer hours,
Right.
unpredictable schedules,
Yeah.
more stress, all of
Yeah.
which can really sabotage your sleep.
That makes sense.
Right.
And when you're sleep deprived and stressed,
Yeah.
it's harder to make healthy choices all around.
Right.
Whether it's finding time to exercise
Right.
or resisting that urge to grab fast food for dinner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's the socioeconomic element.
Right.
Those without a degree often start out in lower paying jobs,
Yeah.
which might mean living in areas with fewer healthy food options
Really?
or safe places to exercise.
So it's not just about individual choices. It's about the environment and the opportunities we have access to.
And that's why it's so important to address these health disparities from a
Yeah.
systemic level.
Right.
We need policies that promote healthy work environments, ensure access to affordable, healthy food,
Right.
and support work-life balance for everyone, regardless of their background.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
from the immediate impacts of starting a new job
Yeah.
to the potential long-term consequences.
Right.
It feels a little heavy, to be honest.
It is a lot to take in.
Yeah, but the good news is we're not powerless
No,
in the face of these challenges.
absolutely. Knowing the potential risks is half the battle.
Right.
Now we can equip ourselves with strategies to stay healthy and thrive in our careers.
I love that.
Mm.
All right, so we've uncovered some pretty surprising stuff
Yeah.
about how starting a new job can impact our health.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the good news.
Okay.
We're not just along for the ride.
Right.
We can actually take control.
Exactly. Now that you're aware of these potential pitfalls,
Yeah.
you can be proactive and make choices that protect your well-being.
Right.
It's all about building healthy habits from the start.
Okay, so where do we begin?
Mm-hmm.
Let's break it down, starting with physical activity.
Okay.
We know those initial boosts from new jobs often fade,
Right.
and working from home doesn't exactly encourage us to move more.
Yeah.
So how do we combat that?
It sounds simple, but scheduling movement into your day is key.
Okay.
Think of it as a non-negotiable meeting with yourself.
Right.
Whether it's 10 minutes
Okay.
or a full hour,
Yeah,
Put it in your calendar and stick to it.
I love that. A movement meeting.
There you go.
What are some ways to, like, make that happen?
Yeah.
Especially if you're stuck in an office
Yeah.
or working from home all day.
If you're at a desk, try incorporating movement throughout your day.
Okay.
Set a timer to remind yourself to get up and stretch every hour.
Okay.
Take the stairs instead of the elevator, or even
Mhm.
have walking meetings.
And if you're working from home, maybe squeeze in a quick workout
Yeah.
before you start your day or even during your lunch break.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be a marathon training session.
Right.
Even short bursts of activity can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget about those incidental movements.
Like what?
Pace around while you're on a call.
Yeah.
Do some squats while you wait for the coffee to brew.
Okay.
Get creative.
Movement check. Now, let's talk sleep.
Okay.
We saw how a new job can steal precious minutes of shut-eye,
Yeah,
which can really add up over time.
it's true.
What are some strategies to protect our sleep, even when deadlines are looming?
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
Try to go to bed and wake up around the same time each day,
Right.
even on weekends.
Okay.
This helps regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle
Mm,
and can seriously improve your sleep quality.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like setting your internal clock
Uh-huh.
so your body knows when it's time to wind down.
Exactly. And create a relaxing bedtime routine
Okay.
to signal to your brain that it's time to switch off. Like a
Okay.
warm bath, read a book,
Yes.
listen to calming music,
Mm.
anything that helps you de-stress.
And I think it goes without saying, put those phones and laptops away
Right.
at least an hour before bed.
Yes.
That blue light is a sleep saboteur.
Couldn't agree more. Give your mind a chance to unwind
Right.
before hitting the pillow.
Okay, so we've tackled movement and sleep. Now let's talk food.
Okay.
Packing healthy snacks and meals is a great way to stay on track.
Yeah,
But let's be real, sometimes life gets in the way.
it does.
Any advice for those days when takeout feels inevitable?
Absolutely. It's all about making conscious choices.
Okay.
When ordering takeout, opt for grilled or baked dishes over fried foods. Load up on veggies.
Right.
And choose lean protein sources.
Okay.
And remember, portion control is your friend.
Right.
You can still enjoy your favorite foods without going overboard.
I'm all about finding that balance.
There you go.
But before we wrap up, I want to touch on something we haven't explicitly addressed.
Okay.
Stress management.
Yeah.
Starting a new job can be super stressful.
Right.
And we know stress can sabotage our best intentions when it comes to healthy habits.
For sure.
Any tips for navigating those inevitable work-related anxieties?
Great point. Finding healthy ways to manage stress is crucial.
Yeah.
Exercise is a fantastic stress reliever.
Right?
And we've already talked about its other benefits.
Yeah.
But things like spending time in nature,
Mm-hmm.
meditation yoga,
Yeah.
or even just talking to a friend can help.
And don't be afraid to set boundaries between work and personal life.
Right.
It's easy to get caught up in the hustle,
Yeah.
but making time for yourself, your hobbies, and your loved ones is so important for your mental and emotional well-being.
Absolutely. And remember, it's okay to ask for help if you're feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Talk to your manager, HR department, or a trusted colleague.
You're not alone in this.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
it feels empowering to know that we have the power to make choices
Right.
that support our health,
Yeah.
even amidst the whirlwind of a new job.
I couldn't agree more. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of our work lives and well-being and taking proactive steps to thrive in both areas.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it, if we think about our career paths as this journey, not just about climbing the ladder,
Right.
but about nurturing our whole selves along the way.
I love that.
What kind of journey would we choose? Or
Right.
what kind of destination would we create?